Hi, I'm Vanessa Franko. Welcome to another edition of PE Live. We're here at Hangar 24 Brewery in Redlands, and I'm joined by Quitapenas. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm really excited. Mas Tropical.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you guys are really doing something that's a bit different for the Inland Empire as far as music goes. Can you talk a little bit about how the band formed and how the sound evolved?
I can speak to it. It was most of us have been friends since we were in high school and playing music one way or another, whether it was rock music or electronic music. So we were already musicians, and at some point independently we were getting into different rhythms, different kind of music. As a drummer, I was exploring drumming. And my friend John bought an accordion. He plays accordion in the group, and with our guitar player Danny, he said, hey, I want to learn how to play it. And we learned how to play it. They played for a while, we messed around, and at some point he was discussing the sound, this rhythm, and we said, oh, I think that you're talking about cumbia music. He was like, yeah, I want to get one of those accordions now, because he had a keyboard accordion. So we found one on Craigslist somewhere in LA, went and picked it up real cheap, and that day we started playing, and then we just kept playing, and as the group goes on, he's been learning the accordion, and we've been learning rhythms, so it's just kind of been unfolding slowly like that.
Well, and you guys kind of have like a mission as a band, that it's like, you know, like when you come out to Quitapenas show, what do you want the audience to feel?
I like to see people dancing, just having a good time, and just kind of forget about whatever might be on their mind that's bugging them throughout the week or whatever. And then it's just nice to see smiling faces in the crowd and just enjoying each other's company and having a good time.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the name. That's even the name of the band.
Quitapenas, right? Yeah. Remove worries, remove negative feelings, to the best that we can by just playing music. What we do, what musicians do in general, why musicians are hired for events. You got to bring that vibe, and our vibe happens to be like dancing, kind of very rhythmic music.
So tell me a little bit about how the songwriting process works, especially because you guys have so many interesting rhythms.
There's no like real one way. Sometimes, I don't know, there's like a beat, and then we start messing around with the beat, and then these guys just pick up on it, and then a song forms. Or Danny comes at us with a song, or John comes out with a song on accordion, plays it. He's like, I kind of have an idea for a rhythm, this is the song, and then we kind of do it, and then it evolves into something else. It's rarely ever written down, like these are the parts. So there's no real like heavy composer for the band. Everybody kind of understands the music, likes it, and knows what the elements are, and we kind of just have been playing long enough.
As a group, we kind of just arrange it, decide what sounds good or what doesn't, and then play it a bunch of times until it feels right.
So, but in the live thing, do the songs ever kind of like go in a totally different direction? Like, have they changed at all, being like in front of a crowd?
Some have. Sometimes you test a song in front of a crowd, you play it, and you realize nobody liked it, or nobody really danced, or it's hard to dance, so we go back to rehearsal, and then we're thinking about how we could fix that, or not fix it, but how we're going to use that in a live setting, because most of the time people come see us and want to dance, so we want to kind of provide some of that music, but at the same time, things do change. We jam on a song at practice, we show up to play it live, and it's like, whoa, that was way different. But you know, you gotta just have to keep a smile on your face and like let it be, stay relaxed, and just let the energy flow. You know, make sure the audience is having a good time. It doesn't really matter at that moment if the song came out different. You know?
And you've attracted like a really eclectic group of fans, right? Because like, I mean, you'll see some like young people, like people that you've known, grown up with, people just getting into music. But because of the cumbia and a lot of the rhythms, you've also seen some older folks come to the shows too, right?
Yeah. We see older Latinos, or older people in general that come out. We've had people thank us, like, hey, thank you guys for doing this. You know, we thought this was lost, playing this live Latin music. And you know, to an extent, we understand what we're doing. Well, we totally understand what we're doing. We're playing cumbia, or playing merengues or whatever. But at the same time, we like the idea of fusing it, of messing around, tossing it around, like seeing whatever happens. And the reaction's still the same thing. But I think it's something that, because we're from the Inland Empire, because we're, you know, some of us second generation, first generation, whatever, Latinos, that we have that opportunity to just kind of like be able to mess around with the tradition and not keep it traditional in a sense. And because of that, our people really vibe with it.
Well, and you guys have been having a really busy year. You're at South by Southwest. What was that like? Like, I mean, like, huge music conference.
It's a lot of people. It was, honestly, we went into it not really knowing what to expect, but I think it came out alright. You know, there was just so much going on. we hustled it on the streets. We would play on street corners. We had a couple spots where we did play at where it was an actual venue. But for the most part, we were just walking around Austin and
playing everywhere. We also we funded the fundraiser on Indiegogo. We got some cash for that. Got ourselves there and some grub for us. But we camped in somebody's backyard. So we had tents set up, and we just showed up, set up our tents, found our sleeping spot, little shack house. Coliman was his name. Shout out to him from Colima, Mexico. He was a good man. Little house, one restroom.
That's a lot of people.
10 people plus 5 people in that house, and that experience was awesome coming back to. And like Toto had said, we would just walk half a mile down to the streets and then just play every day. Even we had a gig every night, but every day we were playing.
Well, there's just people are just walking around and just hungry for music, so it's you really can't, nobody gives you a second look. They're like, oh great, well let's stop.
You can't really be playing though, which is a weird thing about South by. You can't just post up and play. They'll come and they'll be like, no, you need a permit. Oh, all right. So we would just move somewhere else and play, and then they need a permit. So that was the adventure constantly, but we just kept going. I mean, we were in Texas, so we weren't gonna stop.
And you did a Day Trotter session this year.
Yeah, we did. When was that?
April?
Yeah, I think it was April.
March, April, I think. I don't know.
It was up in San Francisco at Paradiso Studio, and that was awesome. We just went up there for that, and that was a little bonding trip. Rolled up, stayed with a good friend Eric, drummer, and went out to the studio the next day and just had a good time. Just played some music. Yeah, it was cool. It was live. It was just 2 hours, and then we were out. We're oh, that really just happened. It was great. It was a great experience.
So what else is ahead for the rest of 2013?
We're looking to cut an album, release an EP, and then cut an album, put it on vinyl, put it on CD, and then we're looking to, in 2013, at some point, go back to South by Southwest as a collective with some of the family bands that we're friends with, that we do the similar idea of fusing traditional music and making it into something.
And where can people find you online and hear more of your amazing music?
We have a website, quitapenasmusic.com.
You can't spell it, Quitapenas music.com. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Thank
awesome.
you.